Have you ever been in a relationship where one mistake is forgivable, two mistakes are understandable, but after the 10th mistake, you're wondering whether you're being unreasonable or whether you've simply reached your limit? Today's story comes from a woman who's questioning her entire relationship after what was supposed to be a fun vacation turned into a series of stressful disasters. Now, before anyone jumps to conclusions, her partner isn't malicious. In fact, by most accounts, he's a genuinely kind person. The complication is that he has a diagnosed learning disability that affects how quickly he processes information and handles everyday tasks. But here's where things get difficult. Living with someone and caring about someone are two very different experiences. According to the poster, she constantly finds herself repeating things multiple times, often while her partner is distracted by his phone. Friends and family frequently describe him as such a good guy, which only makes her frustration worse because she feels nobody sees the daily burden she carries behind the scenes. Then came the trip. The first incident happened before a friend's black tie wedding. Just 15 minutes before they were supposed to leave for the ceremony, her partner realized he'd forgotten to pack a bow tie. Instead of accepting the mistake, he had their Uber driver take them around to multiple stores searching for one. The result? They arrived at the church after the bride had already walked down the aisle, and while she was furious and embarrassed, everyone around them responded with sympathy for him. Not exactly what she wanted to hear, but unfortunately, that was only the beginning. The very next day, they were headed to the airport to visit her family, when her partner suddenly remembered he'd left medication in the hotel refrigerator. By the time he realized it, they were already on the way to the airport. So they had to turn around, drive back to the hotel, and pay additional transportation costs. Then, after finally arriving at their destination, he complained about the rental car she'd arranged because she had chosen an automatic transmission instead of a manual one. Because each individual incident seems small, it's the accumulation that's crushing her. His solution? Ask the tour guide to take everyone back to retrieve it. When that didn't happen, the couple later had to alter their travel plans and go out of their way the next day to recover the charger. Again, one forgotten item isn't a huge deal. But we're now talking about multiple forgotten items, missed schedules, added expenses, and constant disruptions, all within a week and a half. Then came the final straw. The poster had organized nearly every aspect of the trip herself. The only thing she delegated was arranging transportation to their next destination, because she was exhausted and wanted one morning where she could sleep a little longer. She asked her partner to reserve a rental car. Simple enough. And technically, he did make the reservation, except he booked it under her name because he noticed she already had an account with the rental company. Meaning her. Meaning she had to get out of bed and fix yet another preventable problem. That's when she finally snapped. Now, let's talk about the reaction people had to this story. A lot of commenters focused on an important distinction. They pointed out that a learning disability may explain certain behaviors, but it doesn't automatically eliminate responsibility. Many people with ADHD, dyslexia, processing disorders, and other cognitive challenges develop systems to compensate. Phone reminders, checklists, calendars, medication alarms, travel checklists, packing routines, and written instructions. The question many commenters asked wasn't whether his disability was real, it was whether he was actively managing it. Others sympathized with the poster because she seemed less upset about any individual mistake and more exhausted from carrying the mental load of the entire relationship. From that perspective, her frustration wasn't really about a bow tie, medication, a charger, or a car reservation. It was about becoming the default manager of another adult's life. Personally, I think this situation highlights a challenge many couples face. Sometimes a relationship isn't damaged by one major betrayal. It's damaged by thousands of small moments where one person consistently becomes responsible for keeping everything running. And eventually, even a loving and compassionate partner can burn out. The real question isn't whether her partner is a good person. By her own admission, he probably is. The question is whether being a good person is enough when your actions repeatedly create stress, extra work, and emotional exhaustion for the person closest to you. Is she being unfair to someone with a legitimate disability? Or has she reached a completely understandable breaking point after carrying the weight of the relationship for too long? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.